Okay, so I will show you how to set CBT questions, conduct a test or exam or practice, and then view your students' results. So to set questions, so you can put a lot of questions in your question bank. The good thing is that once questions are in your question bank, they can stay there forever. So from here, I'm logged in as a teacher. This is only on teach. This is on teacher's view. The admin view is a lot more comprehensive, but this is just for teachers. So if you click on new question here, you can select the type of question. Is it a single answer question whereby I have to choose just one answer? Is it a multi selection whereby I can choose multiple answers, A and B as an answer? Is it a subjective question whereby I now have to type in the answer or upload a file? So this one requires a manual form of marking. Then this one has a comprehension. This one works best with English or literature, whereby I've given like a text, I've given like a text or something to read, and then I can ask question one is this. I can keep adding more questions. So in each question, I can add multiple selection. A, B, I can add more. C, I can add more. D, I can keep adding more. Then second one here. So with this, use this question to answer A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So in those kind of scenarios, this is exactly what you use, which is comprehension questions. So you can add as much as you have. You can keep adding more. So this is what it is. So now let me go to single answer. Let me ask a question. I want to do it I want to do it in economics. So let me ask a question. So what is the five rules in food handling? So I'm going to put in the question here. And here I can choose the difficulty level, maybe minimum, medium. Then I can put a topic. I can call. So if I don't have topics here, I can pick a topic. I can just add a topic: food handling, food handling. That's the topic I'm going to use. Then I can tag it. Let's say year 7 economics. If I want, I can separate by space. I can tag more things. So here I'm going to have four options. So here I'm going to have four options. So from here, the first option is this. The first option is this. The first option is this. The second option is this. The second option is this. The third option is this. The fourth option is this. So here in this question, A is the answer. Sorry, this question B is the answer. So I'm going to select B. Because this is a single answer choice, I'll just click on B as the answer. So I've selected the correct answer. So additionally, you can now put an answer explanation. So this is one of the new features we recently introduced. If you click on add answer explanation, click on this place. I can now type in the explanation. I can put in, and no matter how, even if it's an image, no matter how it comes, you can put in the explanation here. So now, once I'm done, is it an examination or not? If it's an examination, I put it on. If it's not, I turn it off. So once this is done, I will just submit. Once I submit, I've already added the question. I can keep adding more questions. I can keep adding more questions. If I go to question bank now, if I go to question bank now, well, go to the subject economics, you are going to see the question here. It's a multi-choice single answer question. And if I click on preview, you will see the question and you'll see the options. The answer is highlighted here because I'm in test mode. So now I'll stop previewing. I can add more. So let me set an exam or a test. So here I'm going to click manage CBT. I want to set an assessment for year 7 lavender and I want to do it for home economics. So here you will notice there are color variations. This one indicates that it is a practice question, What it means is that students can keep practicing with this set of questions. This one is a proper assessment. They can only take it once. So here, click on new test. So what is the home economics midterm assessment, and I can give it a code. Accounts 102, accounts 102. So to give it a code, you can click on this. So this is what I did here. By default, it came with some preloaded codes. To give it a code, just click on this plus, and then can call it account 102, any name. How many marks? I'm going to give 2 marks for each question. So observe this. Once you see enable random question selection, this works best if I'm having like a large pool of questions and I want, let's say, I have like 100 questions, for instance, and I'm only giving out 20 questions in the assessment. So the system will be randomizing it. So what it means is that in the large pool of questions, 100 people can be writing an exam, and almost everybody are completely writing things that are very different because I have a super large pool of questions. So system is completely randomizing for everyone. So people, nobody's writing the same thing, or very few people are writing similar things. Maybe just one question can appear in the next person. So now the second one is practice. So practice, if I turn it on now, what it means is that it will help. The child can always practice this. We are not going to score a child based on this. So if I put it on as practice, you are not going to score a child from this. So if not, you have to select a start date and you have to select an end date. So that is a timed question. So let's say I'm going to put this one as practice. So if I put it as practice, I can select the hour. Is it 1 hour, 30 minutes? Or if I leave it at zero, it will only be 30 minutes. Shuffle questions. Shuffle questions means by the time this assessment is set, at every point the assessment is about to be taken, the questions keep shuffling. Question 4 now can be question 8, and the answers can also shuffle. So if I shuffle questions, I can also shuffle answers. So my the same question, but my answer can be B, while the other person can be C. Allow to view correct answers. So since it's a practice question, it's always good to allow children to view correct answers by the time they are done with the assessment so that they can use it for preparation, and then publish results automatically. This allows the system to publish results automatically so that the students can now see their results with the answers, with the breakdown, and they can use it to make improvement. So once I do this, so if I want to still allow these features for just a normal exam or normal test or assignment, I can just turn this off. So now, attempt all questions. So the next is I'm going to submit this to initiate the process. So now I've done this now, home economics midterm assessment. So the next thing is I will now have to continue. So if I go to continue now, I need to select the class. So the class by default is year 7 lavender. So I can sort, let's say I want to sort by, let's say a tag, I can just sort, type in the tag and sort. If I want to sort by any form of question or anything, I can sort here. I can use the search. So what am I going to do? Let me just pick some questions. I can add this, add this, add this, add this. If I decide to add all, I can just come here and say add all questions. The system will add every single question here. So if I click on this now and click on add all, the system will add all questions for me here. You can see that all questions are now fully added. So with this now, I can come here and I can proceed. So once I click on continue now, I can proceed. So here I'm going to select, am I giving it for the entire class? Am I giving it for a child? So if I'm doing for just one child, I can just select the child's name here. I can just unselect this for everyone and then select just the child. If I'm doing it for the entire class, I can just select this and it will be available for the entire class. Once I'm done, I'll click on update. So once I click on update, automatically this assessment is available for the entire class. So now, this is what I'm going to do next. This is what I'm going to do next. I'll come back to manage CBT, come here to year 7 lavender, and then at this point, I will see the assessment. So this assessment is available here. Once I click on publish, Once I click on publish, it will be available on the student's end of the portal. So let me preview the assessment. I can click on preview. Here I can just start. So as a teacher, I want to be sure that all questions are correct. I can go through this. I can go through this. So here is the one that you have to type in. I can go through this. 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 So by the time I'm done and I confirm everything is good, I can just quickly go to the last one and then submit final just to be sure. So this is not graded. By the time I'm done, so I can confirm everything is here. If I feel that there's an issue, I can delete. But you can only delete if nobody have taken the assessment. Once any child have taken the assessment, you can no more delete. You can always edit. So remember, if you want to publish, you can publish. If you want to unpublish, you can also click on unpublish and it will unpublish. So by the time you are done, this is it. So with this now, you've properly set a test. This one is a practice test. You can set a normal assessment. You can set a normal exam, and children can use this. So the another good thing is that when you set a normal exam, you can use it for your assessment immediately. The scores system can automatically help import it to the report card if you want to do that as well. So you can keep adding questions as much as you can. So let me show you what it takes. Let's say students have written the test or written an assessment and you want to see their results. You can click on Result Manager here. From Result Manager, I can select the class. I can select the subject. You can see the list of tests that they have taken. I can decide to pick one. Let's say I want to look at the details for this one. If I click on details for that one, you can come here. You can see some stats, general stats, the people that wrote the assessment, the time they spent, and the question. So this one spent less time and scored very high. The same thing across different people. You can see the exams and you can see their scores. You can see the time each one spent. You can see the time each one spent. So after this now, I can decide to do a little bit more analysis. Click more details here. If I click more details here, you can now see the title, the test, the average score, the percentage. You can now see the other details here, the pie chart here. And then if you scroll down a bit, you can see the time they spent on each question. Question 7 looks like the most difficult question because in averagely the students spent most time there. You can see the easiest question here, question 6. You can see the topic chart. In that assessment, you can see we had it. One of the topics is hygiene, equipment, menstruation, organ, home economics, mm, and teeth. So you can see that questions that came with home economics and teeth, children struggled with it, but the one that came in organ, students performed really well. The same thing with menstruation. You can see each question and the percentage correctness. So each question now, you can see that 40% of the students got it correctly, 20% got it correctly, 80% got it correctly. So the same thing across all questions. So with this, you can use this for your proper gap analysis to know the areas that the students are struggling. You can see whether you have to improve on your teaching delivery method or teaching method or anything. So I'll give them more resources to understand the concept. So this is it. You can always keep repeating your assessment, keep repeating tests, do tests, use it for your exam, use it for your homework and all. Thank you so much. If you have more questions, feel free to reach out to the support team and we'll be so glad to assist. Thank you.